Good evening. We are live on the Cheeseroom podcast YouTube channel. Hello, you're joining the caller from the caller cave. It's a beautiful evening. My face is now in high definition as well, which is a bit of a strange experience. You can see how old I am, as my guest tonight happily pointed out. I'm with the legend that is Franco, the General Parker, he of podcasting fame. Franco, how are you, mate?
I'm good. We're not allowed to swear tonight, right? We're doing this PC only.
Well, it could have a detrimental effect on our YouTube statistics if we if we do start swearing, which is never a good thing for a Spurs watch-along, I don't think.
That's my point. It's like, how are we supposed to conceivably do this? Within the first 3 minutes, I imagine I'll be like digging someone out.
I mean, it'd be a disaster, yeah. So, I mean, just the whole thing's a bit of a disaster, really. The fact it's on Premier Sports is a bit of a disaster. I've paid for this, and there's no pre-show. It just starts 5 to 7. It comes on the air. And
you don't get much for £10
You
these
do
days,
not
mate.
get much for £10. I didn't even watch the previous game on this Premier TV channel. I just found a dodgy stream of it. But I thought, being a consummate professional that I am, I'd better lash out, really. I've stuck it on expenses for Aaron Jolly to pick up the bill at some point in the future. So, good luck to me getting that back. Have you seen the starting lineup, Franco?
I have, yeah. It's pretty much what I would have gone with, to be fair. I think...
Hart in goal?
Huh?
Hart in goal?
I don't have a problem with it. He's our reserve goalkeeper. I mean, I think a lot of these players would have played on Tuesday had we had that game. It's interesting to see because obviously the game at the weekend, a lot of rotation was going to happen. And in fairness, that game not happening has made life a bit easier. So I think today we're seeing, was it 6 changes from the last game?
Yeah.
Makes sense
so.
to me.
Yeah.
Kane doesn't need to be playing in these games unless he needs to come on and we're losing 2-0 at half time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
And then people like Bergwijn need games, Lamela needs games. So it makes sense. And you must be happy to see Harry Winks back in midfield.
The only thing I'm happy about with seeing Harry Winks in the team is he's got Ndombele alongside him, and of course Lamela, the legend that is Eric Lamela, makes the starting lineup. So for me, I'm okay with that because Sissoko's not in there, is he?
No, that's the thing. If
That's the partnership I dread, to be honest. Interesting, Hojbjerg didn't even get on the bench, so presume he has got a bit of a light knock or injury. Yeah,
and again, there's just no need for him to be there, I guess, today. It's good to see him and Ndombele starting again. I think HG in his lineup has Ndombele and Lo Celso starting, but I think it'll be something similar to that. I think we'll get a half of each. And Dyer's on the bench. He can play in midfield if we really need him to. Sissoko's there. So there's plenty of options. I can see why Hojbjerg's not involved. And then, yeah, it's a decent balanced bench as well, to be fair.
Franco, they're coming out the tunnel. I'm excited. That yellow kit's getting a good run out. Toby captain. Joe Hart's got lots of towels on him. Looks like he's doing his Head and Shoulders advert.
See, and this is where the problems start. I reckon my stream is behind yours. Oh no, they're coming. Is this them coming out?
There you go.
There's something happening.
Yeah. That's all right. Don't worry about it. All it means is if you see my face go you know what something we've just conceded a goal.
You'll go, what do you think of that, Franco? And I'll wait 20 seconds and I'll tell you.
Well, this is the problem. I mean, look, when it's in the next round and BT Sport have got it, it'll be a lot slicker, won't it? I think in terms of doing these live watch-alongs. And these live watch-alongs are great because they're the next best thing to going down the pub and watching it with your mates in this COVID era, or being at the stadium and watching it. Because obviously, we would normally meet up, treat the fat at the stadium, have a pint of...
Is that why HG's not doing this with us? Because he doesn't know what it's like to go down the pub.
Ooh, cutting. I'm sure
teetotaler that he is.
I'm sure he'd have something to say about that. Who knows? Maybe he'll tap it in the comment box. Those people watching along, do just put it in the comment box. And Sean's put a comment in already. I want 4K caller. Trust me, no one wants 4K caller. The camera is capable of it, but I'm waiting for the full lighting rig and makeup to arrive before we go 4K. I don't want any part of that. But do if you're watching along tonight with us, do any comments or questions? We can have a chat about the game as we go. Just drop them in the comments box. And if you're watching us for the first time, we absolutely appreciate you subscribing to our channel because it does help us a lot.
Subscribe now.
Subscribe now, absolutely. Hit that subscribe button. So, interesting. What's your predictions for the game there, Franco? I guess...
Mate, the thing is, we're playing some mob from Macedonia. You can't imagine they're great. I mean, their stadium looks...
It's not their stadium.
Is it?
It's not their stadium. That's the thing,
stadium.
yeah. This is Macedonian National Stadium.
Even the grass looks a bit ropey. Look at all these divots. There's loads of divots everywhere.
Yeah.
Grass looks about that thick.
It looks more like a rugby pitch, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, so they've already tried to level the playing field. Boom. By not leveling the playing field.
Joe say it's a bit like being at West Ham by the look of it. You've got a massive 8-lane running track, 10-lane running track around the outside.
Because the fans are as far away as they are at West Ham.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, at home. They're on chairs. Joe says rocking a nice white collared number tonight.
So what are you seeing on your screen now? Because they're still going along the lineups for me.
So I'm just seeing the starting lineups. They've just deployed to the two sides of the pitch.
Oh, right. So I'm about probably a minute behind you, I reckon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if that. Yeah.
That should be good.
It should be interesting. You'll know all the good bits that are coming up. Sean says 3-1 Spurs. We give up a goal in the 88th minute. I think you're incredibly optimistic, Sean. I'll put that up on the screen so it's there in black and white, recorded for posterity, because I think you are Mr. Optimism. Franco, we never got around to a prediction from you. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think
I think
hard work of this, or
go either way, couldn't it? I mean, last week I was expecting us to smash them, and then we went in at half time and things weren't looking so great, were they?
What a game.
I can't imagine that we need them to get down to 9 men again in order to get a result. But come on, we've got to get some goals at half time. HG saying how long till Kane gets on the pitch, but I think we've got to be 2-0 up by half time. If we're not anything less than 2-0 at half time, I'm going to be unhappy. There you go.
My worry would be where are the goals actually going to come from?
No, we've got Bergwijn's got an eye for goal. Son's got an eye for goal. Let's look at their team. Ibrahimi, never heard of him. Doriev, Armady. They even put the team on for 2 seconds because they were like, no one knows who these players are. There's no point having them on there. Bunch of Turkish referees and officials.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, they're about to kick off. I'm just wondering if they're going to take the knee. It doesn't look like it actually at this game. Talking point, perhaps?
Well, I doubt that.
Let's not get political, Franco. Let's not get political.
I stopped myself.
Yeah, I know.
All I'll say is that
question all the way from India.
Maybe black lives don't matter quite as much in Macedonia.
That is, yeah.
And I don't think there's many North Macedonians in the cheese room that can be offended by that. But if there are, sorry guys.
For some reason, I keep wanting to say Moldova. Couple of comments coming in. Which formation do you guys think Spurs will play today? With love from India.
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. There you go. That answers that one very simply. And the second one is definitely not a clean sheet with Hart on the goal. 4-1 to Tottenham.
Hart is getting so much hate. Like, I know his career spiraled downwards pretty rapidly, but he was a decent goalkeeper in his day, and I think he's not old. It's not like he's like Brad Friedel age or anything like that, is it?
I think the problem is you said was.
What? Was
a good player.
Yeah, but it doesn't just disappear. So look, like you're a world class player at some point, winning the league, etc., and then all of a sudden you're just useless. It's a confidence thing. Being a goalkeeper is very much a confidence position, I think, and it got crushed, didn't it? He got told he wasn't good enough, he wasn't wanted, and some players just need to be wanted. But yeah, we'll see. If he makes mistakes, then I'll change my mind straight away.
Go on, lads. Go on.
What, have you kicked off?
Oh yeah. We're
right, so I'm in,
minute and 26. We're in.
Yeah, so I'm exactly a minute behind you. Brilliant.
Okay, that's fine. So really, for witty banter purposes, then.
Everyone looks lost already.
I've got to be honest. Yeah, I mean, this whole no target man up front. Son's playing up front basically tonight. By the look of it, Deli's just playing just behind him.
Yeah, that's fine. And look, you look at them, they're not pressurising the ball. They're on the half. Furthest forward is the halfway line.
Yeah. Clearance, not far off the goal line. Then from what's Moldova's Macedonia's name? What's the team called?
No, come on, you've got to try and remember it for yourself.
I know I have.
Shkendija.
Shkendija. It's like, do you know what? I do miss the Harlow Globetrotter at times like this because he'd just be bollocking me. You don't know their name. You don't know their name. It's got lack of respect for the opposition. Yes, I have. We've just had a corner and it's cleared away. Yeah. What I am hoping for is that as I've paid for it this time, that the signal doesn't break up again like it did last time. I mean, Christ Almighty, that was a joke, wasn't it?
That was just
Bulgarian internet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's akin to Brendan's internet, really, in the third world.
Weather dependent. Get a bit of rain and your internet goes.
Brazilian internet.
Yeah.
Some of the comments coming in. Sean, we need to play like the friendlies. Get out there and press them hard immediately. Yes, we do. It's not been a bad start. They haven't come out their half so far, so we're just knocking it around nicely. Another one. Another comment on the Joe Hart thing, Franco, by the same person, Dorgan, says Dogran, I should say, was a world-class player and now useless. Are you describing De Gea, mate? Do you know, I saw a thing the other day, Franco. De Gea's on something like 350k a week at United.
Yeah, their wage bill's huge.
Their wage bill's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they've always got somebody like that. It's Rooney's fault because he was the first one to sort of breach that, wasn't he? And then you've got Drogba and even like their average players are on about 80 to Lingard is on 120 grand.
I mean, what is that all about?
It's insane. Like he's never. Then that was when Kane was being paid much less.
We've scored.
Have we?
Yeah.
That's really well described goal. Cool.
Well, I'll be perfectly honest. I was listening and looking to you at my beer. I'm going to see a replay now. It looks like Lamella or Aurier's got it. I think Lamella, which will please HG down to the ground.
Well, it's the standard HG.
I mean, what's great about the fact that you're on a delay is you can now describe to me the goal probably as it goes in at the same time I can.
Yeah, all right. I'll try and do. And
Spurs are running back to. So here we go. Son cuts in, passes it out to Lamella. Oh, he just strokes it home. I mean, seriously, no goal for it. Lamella. I know if HG was here, he would say, "Well, it's his level."
Exactly.
But he took that perfectly. And it was a well worked move. Son and Dembele, both linking up nicely. Lamella applying the finish, clinical. Absolutely clinical. And Spurs, what pleased me about that, Spurs run back to the halfway line. They didn't just, they didn't sort of saunter back. They ran. And that shows you they're hungry for goals tonight.
Lamella was in miles of space. Their defence is pony. They all just got, like 5, was there 6 of them maybe, all just got sucked over to where Son was. And Lamella's just there in loads of space. Yeah. But was that a right foot finish?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That's a collector's piece. Why didn't you Rabona it?
Well, that's a good question. Dembele break. Oh, I love. See, this is what I want to see from Dembele. He's sort of tearing up through the midfield. Bergwijn now passing it to Davis, flicking it back. More chaos in the box. Corner Spurs. So there is pressure coming, and it's good to see this sort of closing down and high tempo. Now I know we're only playing a side, all right, ranked a millionth in the world or whatever they are in Macedonia.
That's awful defending. Their number 14 should have dropped to get Lamella, and all 5 of their defenders shouldn't have tried to tackle Son.
Well, they shouldn't.
A decent finish from Lamella, right foot, put it in the other corner.
I mean, I'm just seeing a note on the Slack chat from Brendan saying this team looked poor. I assume he means the opposition. Son's just put one in the middle and looks like it's going to be cleared away comfortably. Well, I say comfortably, sort of not that comfortably. Delhi's regained position and recycled it. But they're not. I mean, we made the Bulgarian team look better than they were, didn't we? So, whilst we might be winning this game and they might look poor, I think we do have to bear in mind any sort of upturn in the scoreline here is probably an improvement on what we saw last week.
Nah, these lot are rubbish. You can tell already, they're not getting tight or anything. Dembele just picked up the ball in midfield. There was just space. He had runners. I think we're going to smash this lot.
Well, let's hope so.
Based on what I've seen in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's hope so.
So my argument about any player that's in a bad bad run of form, and it's difficult with Hart because obviously being a goalkeeper, if you're not good, then you're not even going to get a chance. And he got very few opportunities since he's left Man City to play.
Yeah.
And I just think if a player can be good and get bad, then you've got to have some faith that they can get good again. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like a player, his form drops and then he's like that forever. I just think and it's also the other things that he brings to the team. But, tonight I don't think he's even going to have a shot to make by the looks of it.
Well, you know this lot top of the league, don't you?
Yeah, but what league, caller?
I don't know. Just a couple of comments coming in. Jay Sinai, is it 1-0? I was watching on an illegal stream, but I don't quite trust it. Yes, I can confirm it is. And it looks like it could be many more at this rate, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, I just think we're going to handle this lot easy. Ugh. It's a half decent ball by Sanchez. Didn't quite get on the end of it. Who was that? Bergwijn? Yeah, Bergwijn, not quite on the end of it. I want to see Bergwijn get on the score sheet tonight as well.
Well, I think what there is tonight is an opportunity for confidence to spread throughout the team, and that's the important thing. It's an opportunity to get some confidence, get some game time with them. I'm saying all of this. We might struggle in a minute and have a bloody disaster. I can't see it.
He just fell over for no reason.
There's your answer. There is a reason. His name's Serge Aurier, you know?
That reminds me of when I was in my final year, like under 16s, and I'd spent the entire summer partying, and my first game was like friendly, and I was just, I got the ball at some point, ran through the midfield and just fell over. I was so not used to physical exercise and doing other things that my body just...
Nothing's changed, has it?
I haven't fallen over untouched for a long time, thankfully.
So if you're wondering if you're not watching the game, you're wondering what's going on. Spurs are dominant in possession, chipping away. Had a few corners, were cleared. The Macedonians don't know whether they're coming or going. I don't think they've barely been out their half, and we look touch tight, and they don't. I think is the summary, Franco.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see who takes our corners these days. 'Cause obviously now Eriksen's gone, there seems to be a little that they're still trying to figure out. Like Lamella's taking some. Son took some the other week, didn't he?
You'd like Lo Celso to take him if he was playing, wouldn't you? It's sort of in terms of a regular player doing them. That's
I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what, Ndombele, he's come back with a different mantra this season. He's actually putting it about a bit. He did against Southampton, certainly. And, he made that goal from putting it about a bit, didn't he? It was a big sort of barge in. And he's doing the same tonight. The guy's gone down in a heat, but it wasn't a foul. He was just using his body. He looks like a changed man, doesn't he, Franco?
The thing is, last season he was winning loads of fouls, and he probably thought that's his game. But then the problem is, he would get injured. Yeah. So it's like you can, great, your style of play.
What do we call him, Mr. Glass?
Yeah, exactly. If you can't handle like 4 tackles during the game, then it's not going to work, is it? So maybe he's realising now that he's a bulky guy as well. Like he's clearly physical in the centre. So. Yeah, I agree that shoulder bars the other day, Gies went flying, and then he's got that sort of pirouette ballerina ability as well. So he's I think if he continues like he is, he just needs to play himself into form. Yeah. Especially against teams like this will help.
I mean, he doesn't look unfit or fat now, does he?
He still looks a bit chunky. I don't think he did anyway. It's just his body shape. I think people just see what they want to see, and because there was this narrative of him being lazy. People just like, he doesn't care. I love it. It's like Vertonghen, wasn't it? That one time he leans up against the wall, where everyone's like, Vertonghen, lazy player, doesn't care. It's like, are you mad? And I think the same with Ndombele. I think people read so much into just like a performance. Yeah. I think, and as well, it's like players aren't allowed to struggle. Like mentally, they're just not allowed to struggle. It's like, well, you've been paid loads of money, so you should just be on form and you should be doing this, doing that. From all I've heard about Ndombele, he's quite a quiet character. He's quite reserved. Even on the documentary, he was just like a little kid, wasn't he? Even when he was with his mates.
I think the thing is, a lot of footballers. What I think is hard for people to understand is sometimes footballers are not bowlers brass or whatever. They're just good at football. But some of these guys are quite shy. Dele to me always comes across quite shy when he's giving an interview or whatever. I don't think he's that confident. Genuinely don't. He's just a bit of an idiot.
I don't know that. I think he just realises that he's got the capability to say some stupid shit. I don't know. Dele's I think he's a smart enough guy. I
Point
know he's
two,
quite outgoing.
Moretti, going down nicely. What are you drinking tonight, Franco? You got anything on the go?
Nothing. I've been caught a bit short. I might have to go and get a beer in a minute from the fridge.
I was going to say, from the offie, or are you just going to pop out halfway through? Do I need to sub you in? Do I need to tag someone in at half time? What's in your fridge, Franco?
Well, I'm going to go and have a look. I'm going to go and get one now. Busy seconds.
You go have a look. I'll continue to do the scrub. So, Dele now with the ball. Winks. Will he play a forward pass? He does play a forward pass. And then a sideways one which goes out of touch. So standard Winks. Literally, you just miss Winks trying to be adventurous and then playing it into touch. What have you got? What have you got, Franco?
Well, we shouldn't really be advertising this stuff, really, because we're not going to get any money for it. It's the London Beer Factory. London Beer Factory.
Well, I don't think Beer Moretti are going to come and suddenly sponsor us somehow. But what have you got?
Hoping they will.
You've got something more unique, haven't you?
I've got a craft, of course. London Beer Factory Hazy Days Session IPA. It's very tasty, and it's got... Oh, did you hear that lid?
I did hear that.
It's got a special lid which takes the whole thing off, which makes it a bit weird to drink.
It looks like pet food.
It's a bit like that, yeah.
Was it hoppy or?
No, it's kind of citrusy.
I must say, Jose dresses. He's just there casually in the Olympic Stadium. I mean the
Olympics. Oh, the Olympics in Macedonia, yeah.
The Macedonian Stadium. He's there, sort of prowling the technical area, which consists of a running track, and in his white shirt. He just looks quite stylish to me. You can pull it off, Jose.
I haven't seen him because he was wearing all his Spurs kit earlier, wasn't he? His Spurs t-shirt and his tracksuit.
Yeah, he never suits that very well. I think he looks a lot better dressed up. So again, we're in the half. Lamela looking for a forward pass, something Winks is incapable of, and they're losing it. Something Lamela is very capable of. I mean, it'd be interesting. I don't want to. No, I'm talking crap. We're giving him a corner there. Sanchez has just blasted it out from halfway in his own half, sort of ricocheted off their player and off him, and it's gone for a corner to them. I'm surprised that we've given a corner away, but could this be Aaron doing Joe Hart on corners? What's he like? We're about to find out.
And yeah, you didn't talk about the ball from Dele that could have set Son free, but wasn't good enough.
No.
What do you think is the situation with Dele? Because obviously missing those 2 games is a bit odd, but he's now come out this week and said he's not leaving and he's going to be part of the squad. It's
Jose said that, hasn't he? Jose said that.
Yeah, it's just Jose's motivational technique of like, right, I'm going to leave you out.
He's very old school, isn't he? Basically,
give you a week to sort your shit out, and then put you back in the team.
What do I think?
But it's interesting. Kane today, I think, did a post with Dele in it, and his Instagram. Obviously, the players.
Yeah, so all smiles.
Lamela giving the ball away. HG will love that.
Yeah.
So their corner came from Lamela giving the ball away, and then you can't blame Sanchez for that. He's like made a tackle about 30 metres away.
I'm not blaming him for it. It's not his fault.
Like, he's given it. Yeah.
I'm not blaming him.
That ball from Dele over the top to Son was well overhit, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, Dele hasn't been the same player for 2 years. So last season he's, and HG will probably come on later. Maybe he'll come on at half time and tell me that his assists and goals haven't really dipped off, although he doesn't believe in the assist stat. But the truth of the matter is that he's just not the player he was 2 years ago. He's not getting the same position. And it's partly because of how we're playing. But why would we keep a player who doesn't fit into the system? Which I think is a point you raised on the pod, the last one I listened to. And it's a fair comment. Now that's a nice try, an inside ball, but came to nothing in the end.
The problem is
they've settled a bit now. I think
the problem with Dele, and the reason why he's not a multi, he's not like in the top echelons of players, is just the lack of pace. It's important for any forward player these days to have a bit of pace, and it's just then like if he's not going to be playing centre midfield, which nobody really sees as his position, then he just needs a bit more pace, really. I think that's a big issue for him. Yeah. Especially in this squad, because now he's just surrounded by pace. So maybe it's not such a big deal when you've got everyone else that can do the running for you. But it's exactly what we said with HG. It's like his best position is one that we don't really play at the moment. We don't play in that style. We don't play in that system. So what do we do? Do we either completely accommodate him? Is he that good? Now we've got some real star players in that lineup.
I mean,
I don't think we do.
Who knows?
I think he just plays in this position. Where is he playing tonight anyway? It looks like he's quite deep at times. It's almost like Lamella's gone central.
Yeah, Lamella is more. Well, he's not. He's playing just off Son, isn't he? He's playing just behind Son. Lamella's out on the right, and Dembele in the middle. And
no, but because Aurier's going forward, Lamella's kind of cutting in a bit. He was very central just then. Like obviously Bergwijn and Sonny.
Provided. Well, Sonny's playing top, isn't he? Really?
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm a minute behind you, but Aurier's out wide, and the three of them are all in the middle, and now Dele's overlapping on the right wing. It's good. I like this. It's fluid, and this is what we need to get back to. Yeah. I don't like this sort of like fixed positions in attack. It's good to be a bit more flexible and fluid.
No, absolutely.
Not sure about Dele's hair though.
I've never have been sure about Dele's hair. Or Aurier's defending as he knocks it back to Hart, just sort of very softly, and nearly sold him short then.
Look at their goal mouth. It's September and their goal mouth is muddy.
Yeah.
Or like inside the 6-yard box is muddy. Like
this is a national stadium, this.
Exactly, and what sport have they been playing on there? And it's Macedonia. Surely in Macedonia it's fairly sunny if it's just above Greece. I don't know. Have you ever been to Macedonia, Caller?
It's not been on my bucket list, I've got to be honest.
You think it's Moldova, so probably
not. Is there a South Macedonia?
No, it's just this is in the north.
Oh, right, because everyone keeps referring to it as North Macedonia. I thought it'd split like in Serbia and all that into separate countries or something after a civil war. No. Couple of comments.
I think it is called North Macedonia though. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. A couple of comments. Dave Bolton. I enjoy a session IPA. A few good ones over here. Dave lives in Boston. I'm sure there are a few good ones over there, Dave. Never been to Boston. That is on my to-do list. However, Franco,
what's that? Sorry.
I quite like to go to Boston. Call Lamella. Play the ball.
I've been twice.
Oh, any good?
It's very nice. It's just like England, but American.
Yeah. Well, it is in the old English bit, really, isn't it? And then Sean says, looking very GQ is the gaffer. I'd agree with that. And Dave Bolton, I'm not watching the game. I will probably turn on BBC Radio in London in a bit. I mean, that's Dave. That's very honest of you.
Cheers, Dave. What are you having for breakfast?
Dave, why don't you just watch our watch along, and that will sort you out. You won't need to watch the game.
Exactly, because we're professional commentators who are basically, you may as well just listen to us.
To be fair, you're not going to miss.
You'll know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and you'll be there. You'll be in North Macedonia.
Yeah. Professor Stiles, he's always had slight anger issues. Evening, lads. Things seem to be going well. Can we get a second and step on their throats, please?
Well, HG, I think we can. A lot of the players in their half. And they're not really offering a lot. But you're right. And a second goal before half time, and I think that's it pretty much done.
Yeah, we do need that. We do need that second goal, though. I'm not going to relax. I'm not going to rest on my laurels. I'm not going to go to the beer pump for another loud pint of Dele's appealing for a penalty there. It didn't look like a penalty in a million years, just for the record. It's a good question. I've just had a close-up of Dele's hair. What is it? It's like a strange, like, thatched nest on his head.
Well, he's kind of grown the fro a little bit, but then he's dyed it so it just looks weird. It looks like candy floss, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's copying Lamella.
Yeah. It does look like
bringing the 90s back. What year was that Romanian team that all dyed their hair? It was like 90... Was it 94? Or was it 98? Something like that. Remember that team? You were too young, Caller, weren't you?
I don't remember that. You're way older than me. A couple more comments. Phil Ambrose. These seem a step down in quality in comparison to Plovdiv. That's what you were saying, wasn't it, Franco? They've picked up a bit, though. In fairness, they've picked up a bit since the goal. I think they're probably quite nervous. It's probably quite a big deal for them to play at one of the biggest eighth richest football team in the world. It's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, but look, you can see Dombele is he's not fussed by these lot. He knows he can take them all on. Well,
he always looks like, ball into the box, Son just missed. It was just.
And also, they've
Just
got
for
so little discipline. I know they've got a fairly straight back line, but they're just lazy. Like this number three's miles off the line, so they're not even playing offside capably. And then their shape is terrible as well. These lot are rubbish, mate.
Rubbish. They're rubbish. Phil Ambrose says it was 1998. There you
Cheers,
go.
Phil.
There you go.
98.
Perfect. And Dave Bolton says, I'd rather be in North Macedonia than Boston. And he had Rice Krispies for breakfast, Franco. So there you go.
Oh, right. Rice Krispies. Cheers, Dave. Well, I'm disappointed it wasn't Lucky Charms.
Oh, when you're in the States, you've got to have some Lucky Charms. Spurs camped out in the half now. Camped out. Davis provided a lot of width. And Dembele looking for the killer pass, but Winks passed forward and Lamella's given the ball away. He's won it back. He's got his goal. He's done his bit. You can probably sub him now, King Eric. They've got lots of players in front of the ball this lot. So, and there's a stoppage in play. They've got a player injured. Sanchez is just making sure he's okay.
It's just too simple. Like Lamella, Bergwijn, whoever is just dropping. None of their players are going with them.
Yeah.
And then they've got no out ball.
Well, at the moment they just look like they've stuck 11 people behind the ball to try and
but not even convincingly. They're not getting tight. They're not doing anything well. We're still managing to find passes.
Well, we are, but we've played 23 minutes and it's only 1-0. So, and this is Tottenham. So don't ever fool yourself, Franco, into thinking we've got these lot where we need them.
Come on, guys. We can do better than this.
Here we go, into the box. Bergwijn tussling with a couple of players, but they managed to get a free kick, and the danger is gone. I like Bergwijn. I wish he'd have a bit more football, really. He seems to have fallen down the pecking order, and I think with
he's not fallen down the pecking order. He's always been in there. Now we've got Bale. It's like you're not going to be ahead of Bale, are you? That's the problem.
Well, he's not ahead of Mora now either. That's the thing. So,
but I don't think he ever has been. That's the thing. It's like he trusts Lucas because Lucas does the defensive stuff that Jose, for whatever reason, likes. But Bergwijn scored more goals than Lucas in the last year, hasn't he? In the last 12 months.
Yeah.
And he's not. And he's only been in 9 months.
Yeah.
So I just think he's
got a defence splitting ball to Aurier. No, they've managed to get it away for a corner. Sorry, Cole.
I just think that he's got more of an eye for goal. Lucas does lots more exciting runs, and he's a lot more explosive on the break. But Bergwijn's got that in him. He's quick, isn't he? And I just think his technique is a bit better as well. But it's like he just did a run now into the box, and he's just taken on too much. And I don't know really where he thought it was going either. It's the difference with really good attacking players is their composure when they get into those areas and knowing what they're going to do, sort of what pass. But you look at him now and he's just trying to get past the players. He's not thinking about how he's going to get the ball to the next man. But he's still young as well. That's the other thing. I just would much rather invest our time in somebody that's young and got time to develop than Lucas, who's kind of getting on a bit now. And you know what you're getting with him, and he's probably not going to change too much of his bad habits.
Yeah. I can't believe he's 28, isn't he? Ball in, Alderweireld, free header almost. And it just goes wide. Couple of questions or comments. Dave Bolton, got a spare room caller if you ever fancy a place to crash in Boston. Appreciate that, Dave. I would absolutely love to. Any ideas why we're in the away shirts tonight?
Because we're away.
Yeah. Sean's corrected. Third kit, the away is green. I guess we don't really do the whole. Yes, we could play in white because they're in red, but we tend to default to away kit now, don't we? It's probably to do with Nike and the partnership we've got with them, I would imagine. So I think they try and spread the wear across all the shirts over a season.
But normally we normally wear away kits for the league and domestic, and then
it's normally the third kit for Europe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Hence the green.
Well, and there's a fourth kit. Orio's in mountains of space. Ball in the box. Dele. Oh, off the keeper makes a save off the line. I thought that was it.
Oh, I'll look forward to that in a minute.
It's a good move, actually. And they're clear now.
Oh, yeah. Aurier's header from the corner. That should have gone in.
Yeah.
That wasn't free, but it was a
That
good opportunity.
wasn't Aurier, was it? It was Toby.
Oh, sorry, my bad, Toby. I'll
Yeah.
be a
The
rule.
excitement comes a minute later. HG saying his stream is definitely ahead of yours. And Professor Stars is saying Delhi should have scored. Yeah, precisely Professor Stars. That's why we should just move him on. There you go. Sean, maybe Levy is trying to up the sales for the third kit. I think that's without question. Franco, you there? Franco's gone a bit frozen. I'm hoping he's going to come back. Well, that leaves me all on my own. That made me very sad. I'd have to tag someone else in the cheese room in. Maybe it's his Cockney internet. It's just a long punt, that. Just a very long punt. And again, we're just getting close down in possession. It looks like. It looks like. Get on with your internet, Franco. I'm hoping that Francis is coming back. Franco, you there? Hey!
Yeah.
What happened?
Don't know, mate.
Some
Internet.
gremlins in the system.
Yeah. Yeah, Delhi should have scored.
He absolutely should have scored.
Very easy chance. That's the thing. If you've got to take these chances, Delhi, come on, mate.
Well, this is it. If he wants to be in the side, if he wants to be considered, we've got to.
Right, so they're not even advancing. Like they just had a chance. Well, not really a chance, but a little bit of play on their left wing, and we had about 5 people around them in no time, and they had no support, no runners, nothing. There's no way we're going to lose this game unless something really bad happens. I don't even care about jinxing it. It's not going to happen. It's a lot of rubbish.
Well, let's hope that you are absolutely correct.
I will be.
I never take anything for granted as far as Spurs are concerned, to be honest. Never.
That was maybe marginally offside.
Good news. HG is in the house. Although all I can hear is Franco in his ear, so he needs to put his earphones in. But he's looking very serious as well. Lloyd, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hurrah!
Right, indeed.
Whereabouts are you in the stream? Actually, are you behind, in front?
Are you
Where
upstream, downstream?
I'm pretty certain I'm ahead of both of you. I'm at 29.34 right now.
Well, you're not ahead of me.
Caller's in the lead. I'm at 29. Oh no, you're behind me as well. I'm at 29.56.
Oh, I am. Wait a second. No, hang on. I'm
30.
at 30.48.
Oh, okay. You're 40 seconds ahead of me as well.
Okay. I had to refresh it.
What have you thought so far, HG? Do you agree that this lot are a load of rubbish?
Well, no, I think you're doing all right. Cool as usual, but what do you mean the game itself?
I can't swear, so I can't
started
even come
well. I
back
just
at
wanted
you.
to get a second.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
like that's like 1-0 is not enough.
No, but it's good that we got one early because we could be here at 0-0, going in at half time at 0-0 and then being worried. That is all. So 40 seconds behind, Sonny just slipped. Could have been in there.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of that, hasn't there? Nearly. So I think the goal is coming. It's just knowing Tottenham like I know Tottenham. I'm always sceptical that it's not going to come, and we need it.
This pitch does look bad, though. I do think that's maybe a slight concern. Thing is, it's weird these days because all the Premier League pitches are such high quality. I think it could be a real leveller going away to some of these grounds.
Well, I think it is. I agree. I think it absolutely is.
We're just lucky that it's not their actual stadium, that they are playing in the National Stadium tonight.
Yeah, because that pitch looks even worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, much worse. As well. Why are you not calling these things out? Christ, that was a terrible back pass. Davies just managed to get onto it.
Well, I think that was because I was trying to rescue your internet probably at that point. Or invite you back in the call, or invite HG into the call, one or the other. Well, we've got a corner defend right now on 32.56, so just so you're aware.
And how did we get to that position? What do you think about Winks so far, Owen, Mr. Caller?
Another corner coming up. That was dangerous. And this is the worry. So, that ball in there, Lamella's sort of danced at it. Sanchez has come over and tried to defend it, and we just look shaky. We've definitely got a mistake in us. What have I made of Winks? Same old Winks. Not a lot.
He's not had to do much, though, because he's
Lord.
He's just sweeping up what little there is.
You'll see it in a minute yourself, but that ball from the corner came over and missed everyone, but didn't bounce in a bad area. So, things like that worry me.
Winks' special move, this is the thing that frustrates me about Winks, and he did it just then, is a player's running towards him, and he does this thing where he crouches slightly, as if he's like, and then they just pass it past him, and then he turns around and runs after it. It's like, come on, you either tackle or you cover. You just standing there.
Crouching tiger, hidden Winksy.
Exactly, crouching Winks.
Yeah. Well, what I think of Winks, but you know why? Because he doesn't know how to play a forward pass. He's not a defensive midfielder. It's just Dele again. That's a loose ball forward. Well, you should be doing better there. Trying to put Ndebele in, but it was like waited for Christie, and Ndebele is absolutely not Linford Christie. He's got a funny run on him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does.
I know Alan Jolly's constantly saying he runs like he sawed himself. Which
are we talking about Raheem Sterling again, or
no? Ndebele.
Sterling's quite similar, but then he's got those funny Velociraptor.
He does
T-Rex hands.
Hang on, I'll do an impression. This is Sterling.
If Sterling was on holiday in Utah, that would be him. Absolutely perfect.
Dear.
Yeah, look, it's not been the best game. I just want goals. This seems like a training game.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to see us bury him, put him to the sword.
Yeah, I mean, last 20 minutes they'll go for it, and if they get one, then panic. That's the situation.
I've just seen that Dele pass. It's a bit harsh. It came to him quick, and he's tried to move it fast, hasn't he? And
he was too generous.
Got it slightly wrong.
Oh.
No, he was trying to do something.
Harry Winks is in the book.
Positioned.
Harry Winks is in the book, and it's a god awful challenge as well. He slips, loses the ball, loses control of it. The guy picks it up and he sort of lunges for him and catches him. It was just like, why are you doing that? I don't understand.
It's like the first free kick they've been given in the whole game, though. The ref's been pretty friendly towards us, certainly early on. Anything that was 50-50 went our way.
Yeah.
Got a bit of your artwork in the background there, HG.
Yes. Well, if everything my daughter does is therefore mine, then
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm pretty proud of her for doing all this lovely kind of paintwork.
It's better than I could do, if I'm perfectly honest. Art is not my thing.
No, mine either. So she's obviously inherited it from her mum.
beard grooming by the looks of it.
Yeah, my daughter's pretty good at beard grooming, if that was your point. She does mine.
No, well, can you send her round to London and sort Franco out then? Because he's a mess.
This is my lockdown. This is my attempt at What was that film with? Winks' tackle was ridiculous.
I know. I just told you. It's blooming dreadful.
Why get a yellow for that? There's no
Here we go.
need.
Go on then, Deli. So this is where you're right. If Deli had a second gear there, he's getting on the end of that. But no.
Tom Hanks, Castaway. That's what I'm trying to pull off at the minute.
Castaway.
Like,
Well said.
what was that movie? Four Lions. You look like that.
Exactly, or like a Chechen rebel, something like that.
Chechen rebel's a good shout, actually. You do look a bit Chechen.
Not obviously one of the real like big bushy decent ones.
No,
that's what the commanders have.
No. Just one of the like foot soldiers who gets killed.
Just cannon fodder, exactly.
Oh God, they're on the prowl here. Yeah, luckily we've got 8 people behind the ball there somehow. They've come back into it, haven't they?
No, not really. I just still think they're not committing men forward.
I'm telling you now, if they go in at 1-0, they'll be happy with this. Given that we scored after 4 minutes and looked like we were going to bury them. They're actually stringing a few passes together as well.
They are. We can't expect them to just roll over completely. I mean, we have to put them away, and we're not, simply. I think that maybe with 5 minutes to go before the end of the first half, we think, okay, we'll take a 1-0 ourselves, but it's not good enough. I mean, we should be finishing them off quite easily, and we're giving them confidence.
It's amazing how other teams can make us sink down to their level. I think that's always been the case, even in
oh yeah, absolutely,
in every era in the last 20 years since we've been back playing regular European football. I still think we can play an awful team sometimes. And
look like
go right down to their level.
I agree.
Yeah, obviously not every game because we've had some confident wins against some real rubbish. But
couple of good ones. Couple of comments in the comments box. Brendan saying we look a bit complacent. Need to get this second. Completely agree, Brendan. Dogrun Delhi wants to go to. No, I can't imagine he does.
Unless his missus fancies it.
Maybe.
Or if it involves 2 weeks of holiday in Greece, he might be involved. But yeah, otherwise, no.
Sean's saying, Franco, you look more like Wilson than Hanks. Which, to be honest, I think you've just won the internet with that, Sean.
Look, Caller's got the big round face, not me. He looks more like what is it?
Wilson. Volleyball. Yeah, I think it's the beard we're talking about, not the fact that I've got a face like a plate. Caller's here. HG's dropped out. Maybe he had enough and thought I'm off ski. So thanks for dropping by, Zara Lewis. Love we're watching the same game but at completely different points. As we're watching dodgy streams. Well, just for the record, HG's back. Just for the record, Zara, I've paid $11.99 for this damn thing. So this is not a stream. It's being projected onto my. The reason I keep looking up is because I've got a projector screen in the man cave, and it's on there. But it's not a stream. I've paid good money for this. It's only these two dodgy people.
Wasted good money on this.
I literally have wasted good money on this. It's ridiculous, really.
The thing is with these dodgy streams is there's always chats down the side, and based on this one, there's loads of Scousers and Man United fans, and they're all just having a fucking go at each other.
I never get that. Right, whenever I get
Audi Cup abuse, that's always on here.
Oh, Son? No, nothing. Came to nothing.
But the point, right? I have BT Sport, and if I use the app and cast it onto my TV, it's always like a minute and a half behind everybody else anyway, and that's like paid for subscription. So like streaming's just inconsistent.
The good thing about this is I've got BT Sport, I've got a Skybox in here, but the thing with Premier Sports was I thought, I'll pay for it, I'll just watch it through the Skybox. No. That's too simple. So I've got 3 or 4 Skyboxes in the house, but obviously the main one is on the main TV. So there you go. It only goes to your main box. I mean, what a joke. So I have to pay for the one that is more, the sort of the online one. That was a sighter. 41st minute, Macedonian chap had a shot from about 35 yards, and it was Sissoko-esque. That's what I would say.
Come on, caller. At least learn the team's name.
HG, how do I say it? I can't hear you. You're on mute. No, you can't hear you, HG. What have you done?
Shkendija.
There you
Skendija.
go.
There you go.
Now you should hear.
Is that right, Skendija?
I don't even know how to say it. I should have asked one of my kids at school. I've got so many with different ethnic backgrounds that one of them's got to be Macedonian.
I mean, Deli's just gone close, just for the. Well, I say close, not that close. He's sort of run through, had a shot, defended off the toe of a Skendish defender, which is a it's a good block actually. Skendisha, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Skendisha. Yeah. So
Haifa beat Rostov, so we've got them in the next round.
Okay.
All right. And are they the team that have had issues with Corona? There's I think the Israeli team that.
No, it's Leyton Orient, HG.
No, but the Israeli team that play Red Bull Salzburg in the Champions League this week have had issues as well. So Israel seems to be a bit of a hot spot for those things right now. I mean, everywhere is, but still, you never know. Maybe they can't travel and we win by default and only have to play Chelsea next week.
I mean, that'd
Would
be
be nice.
wouldn't it?
That would be nice.
Zara Lewis has just come back to me saying Spurs sent an email today saying you could have got it. Saying you could have got it for $9.99 for 2 months, caller. Oh, great. Well, I feel like I've missed out. Although, given that the only thing they've got, I think, is Scottish Cup games or something. That was the unique selling point when I signed up. We've got the Scottish League Cup or something. I'm like, oh, I live without that. Aurier's just hilariously. Corner's just come over. It's blasted him basically unsighted in the face and gone about 6 yards wide of goal. You've got to see it to believe it, really. Their goal. Yeah, from a corner. Yeah, their goal.
Caller, when did you become professionally media trained?
Oh, a long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away.
Hey, so caller, what time is your game on right now? 43 something?
44-12.
12, okay. No, it's funny. Like I basically told my computer that I'm in America, so I'm using a VPN because in America they could watch the game for free online.
Ah, Lucy, you know all the tricks, don't you? You know all the tricks. If only you'd shared it with me, I wouldn't be paying $11.99 for this crocus.
To be fair, I did know in advance, but it helps to have friends in other countries, mate. So that's kind of how I know.
Or friends.
Well, yeah. Well, no, you're a popular man. I mean, people like to make fun, so it's good.
Couple more comments. Let's have a look. Brendan McGurty says Denny should have squared to Lamella there. I'm about a minute ahead of you guys, though, so it might not have happened yet. And Dave Bolton, Israel is going into full lockdown tomorrow, HG, apparently.
There we go.
There you go. Half-time whistle has gone. Who's from Barsnack? Let us know your favourite Barsnack in the comment box.
I imagine in Israel, last week, it was their Azaviva told us it was their New Year. The
Shalom
Jewish community, so I imagine they were having a few raves and whatever. And
what I'm going to do,
never a good idea.
What I'm going to do right now is just go to the Caller Caves toilet and just get.
You're going to walk off into the sunset and become Butch Cassidy.
I'm going to go and get some snacks. Is what I'm going to do.
Sanchez just gave Hart a perfect opportunity to be awful, and Hart didn't, so that's good.
So far, so good. We've got 50. I've got 15 minutes now, so that's nice.
Well, no, it's when we do the halftime analysis call and we talk about all of the exciting action, no?
Well, we can, but I'll be back in a minute. You've still got about a minute and a half of the game to watch. So shut up.
True. Oh, Lamella angry, kicking the ball away at half time. Is he going to get a yellow for that?
I don't know.
Referee
he deserves one. He's been playing for 45 minutes, so it's about time.
Yeah, he was like, this feels weird. I haven't had a yellow yet.
I haven't kicked anyone, so I'll kick the ball away in frustration, see if that helps. Right, yeah, look, we can't complain. We haven't played particularly well, but we've dominated and we're winning. So, okay, let's take that.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. It could be a lot worse at the end of the day. Let's see. None of the English games have kicked off yet, have they? Because it's only 7:45. Oh, I need to plug my laptop in. 2 seconds.
All right. Okay, I guess that leaves me talking to anyone and everyone who is, listening out there in the World Wide Web. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good first 45 minutes. The goal obviously came super early, which calmed everyone down almost to the point where we've been asleep since. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, it will take us on to the second half, where we can get that second, and the game will be put to bed. No one wants to see Kane come off the bench for any reason whatsoever. Certainly not for a penalty shootout. So it's my worst fear. Like, I do not want a penalty shootout, Franco. It's
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I don't believe we will ever win one of those. I can't, like, it feels like we never do. I'm sure we do every now and again, but it does feel that we don't. So yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, recent memories of Norwich, isn't it? I think is fresh in the mind as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we have done it, but I just remember the game was at the UEFA Cup like 10, 12 years ago, where we went out on penalties, and there was a FA. This is showing my age. There was an FA Cup tie, 93 maybe, and I was on holiday, and I think it was against Forest, and it went to a penalty shootout at Spurs, or we lost. Yeah, I think we lost a penalty shootout in that at home. That sucked. But back then you thought that we could win the cup every year because it was the 90s, right? Like that's what Spurs did. We got to cup finals, but yeah, there's no need for it to get to that stage of a lottery.
No, but I mean, we had penalties against Colchester as well, didn't we? And we lost those. We lost to Norwich last year. We lost to Colchester last year. Chelsea the year before.
There you go.
Hello.
Trying to think.
Thanks. That's made me feel far worse than I could only remember one. That's 3 in the last 18 months. Wonderful.
Well, and Watford as well. We beat them on penalties, and then we had that ridiculous one against Hull where it went to like 10-9, didn't it? I think as well in the League Cup.
Yeah. Stoke beat us, I think, 1 year on penalty. Yeah, it's not.
Stoke beat us on penalties. That was a while back. Yeah, Stoke.
Yeah.
And yeah, PSV Eindhoven with Gomez in goal.
So.
Yeah.
The only time. Yeah, quite.
There we go.
In the League Cup final as well. League Cup final, wasn't it, HG? Lost to Man United on penalties.
Are you too up to date yet?
We're just moaning about having lost on penalties lots of times. That was the worst one, that League Cup final, because it was such a nothing game, and then just our penalties were so good, so poor.
I often think that being a Spurs fan is very much like being an England supporter. There are a lot of similarities. Crap at penalties, always flatter to deceive, never win when it really counts. I always feel the same when I'm watching an England game, an important England game.
Expectations are always far too high based on previous performance.
Yeah, that's
right.
generally...
England's got to one final in their entire history.
Yeah.
But we have a chance. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and when you've got
it's never a good conversation to have with a German when they talk about how many semi-finals they've had in their lifetime, and it's like 15, and the guy's the same age as you, and you think, how is that even possible? Yeah, it is possible. It's weird, but yeah, that's why I don't tend to get too excited about England, because I kind of expect it with Spurs the way we've been in the last few years. I think that things are possible now, certainly much more than I used to. But yeah, England, no, it's not dead to me completely, but I don't get involved. Possibly because I don't live in England anymore. That makes it easier, but it's still, it's not something to really believe in, is it? I mean, Owen believes in everything, but
believe. I'd believe that anything's possible.
Caller, did you even share this to Facebook?
No, I thought you were.
How am I supposed to share it? I don't even know what the link is.
Oh. Well, we'll do that second half.
All right, we'll do it now. I'm gonna go. I don't have the YouTube link.
I'll put it in the chat group.
Well, that doesn't help.
Why?
Because that'll be on my phone. Actually, put it in the chat group and I'll do it. It's fine. I can do a workaround. Well, what were you getting at half time? Premier Sports are a bit of ribbery.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest.
Absolutely.
There's not a lot going on there, is there?
I've got a live stream of the stadium, So
No.
I don't think there's anything going on. I don't think anyone's talking. Is
goals of the
this Bleacher
season,
Report?
In Premier Sports, they can't even give you pundits at half time. They're that budget. They're just like taking your money, paying for the live feed. That's all you get.
Yeah.
I mean, so how much is it costing for tonight, Owen?
Tenner.
Caller? A 10.
I want to talk about it.
No, I get. I mean, you talk about budget. Like I get when I have DAZN here in Austria for around the same money, slightly more than what you pay. I get everything pretty much apart from the Premier League. But yeah, no pundits. It's great. It's brilliant to have no pundits. So you just have the game and a couple of commentators.
Yeah.
And the show starts, 3 minutes before the game starts, and it ends about 3 minutes after.
They've kept it simple.
It's not a bad system at all.
That's what I would say. They've kept it very simple. So what do you reckon for the first half then, HG? Are we going to win this easily?
No, we don't do anything easily. I mean, I think we'll win, but at some point we're going to be, wishing that we'd scored another goal earlier. I'm sure of that. Like maybe we'll go 2-0 up, and then they'll get one, and we'll have a few nervy moments just to make it seem as if we could go out or we could go to extra time. But yeah, I think if we're on it, we should score. I mean, we're not shooting really. We're not pressing high. We're not putting them under pressure. We've kind of just allowed them to.
Yeah.
When we did dominate in that first half, it was because they sat back. It wasn't really because we were pushing too hard. So if we do that, we should. Magic word, we should.
We were good for the first 10
come away
minutes.
with another goal.
First 10 minutes.
Yeah, we were, but I mean, we scored early, which helped. But I think that they kind of showed us maybe a bit too much respect and
definitely
let us have the ball. So yeah, I don't know, but.
I think that's just because they're so limited, though, HG. I just don't think they've got the players to cause us any threat. They don't seem to have a lot of pace on the break. They don't seem to have any ball players. They're a limited team, aren't they? I mean, top of their league, but I don't think they're good enough by any means.
No, I think the commentator on what I was listening to said that this is their 6th attempt at trying to get to the group stage of the Europa League, and they've never done it yet. And so
that'd be very Spursy, wouldn't it, to let them?
Not to say that tonight isn't the night, but yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, you have to look at the leagues around Europe and think, if we were playing the Macedonian champions, we should go through. Even on one leg, we should go through.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
It would be a massive shock. And there's a lot of money at stake. I mean, granted, as far as Tottenham are concerned, it's a small percentage, but this 15-20 million that you might get for a decent run will pay for maybe another player, pay for another contract. It's not something that we should kind of just think, okay, we've lost the chance to be in the competition. Like it might mean that we don't sign a player that we would like to sign in the window. So it's pretty important, even if it isn't anywhere near the Champions League level money. It's still important.
Money's money, mate. Yeah. Money's money.
There is some cash money. It'd be better. That's the thing, is without the stadium, obviously that would have been even more income, because every game is probably still worth like £1 million to the club, I'd imagine, in the stadium, even if it's reduced Europa prices. So it's a bit of a shame. It's probably not as worthwhile, but yeah, you're right. Even the prize money alone is still worth getting. And also, I was saying to Calder earlier, these games, we kind of worried about them a bit. I think it's been useful. I guess the Tuesday game being called off is probably a good thing for us. But these sort of games against lesser opposition is good for players like Bergwijn and Dombele to play themselves into form.
A few comments.
If we beat them, it's not good for confidence when you're like losing. You have to wait for them to get down to 9 men.
Listen, we've got 100% record in the Europa League this season, so just chill out. Couple of things. Zara Lewis says Alloa versus Cowden Beath you get with Premier Sports, so that's worth the money on its own, isn't it?
God, I bet they paid about £100 for that, didn't they?
I bet they did, yeah. Dave Bottle, Bleacher Reports showing it for free. You're really not making me feel any better, Dave. Thanks very much. Sean, stream into the Peloton caller. The Peloton bike is here. You probably can't see that, but it does exist.
All we see is Zion National Park.
There it is.
I don't know which national park in Utah it is, but
you're obviously not watching the Facebook live stream then, because it's
Monument Valley, HG.
It is Monument Valley.
There you go.
Zion's very good as well, though. Sean Sean is saying he's eating salt and vinegar crisps with a pint of Strongbow dark fruit cider. Nice combo, Sean. I quite like a bit of dark fruit cider. That's nice. And Jason Law says... Jason R says, Caller getting the crisps out from the sounds of it. Well, they're not really crisps, they're bacon fries. There's a big difference. Where do you stand on the Scampi fries, bacon fries debate, Franco?
Bacon fries all day.
Bacon fries are just super expensive frazzles, let's be honest.
Yeah, frazzles is what I'll just eat them.
Yeah, but you wouldn't take Scampi. If you're in a pub, would you buy bacon fries or Scampi fries? Or what's the other one? Cheese moments. Bacon fries all
honestly, day. I don't think I've ever had a bacon fry, but I do remember the Scampi one, so I'd probably go Scampi.
Ooh, no class.
Well, would you not try something new, HG? Come on.
Well, when I go back to the UK, it's all about having the stuff I used to have when I was a kid, right?
Yeah,
that's the point. So, yeah, there's always new stuff to have. One time I went back to the UK and they changed the 50p piece, and I had no idea.
So, you think you've been given some dodgy money?
Yeah, I tried to play with it, and the woman gave me this look of like, "What's this?" And I was like, "What are you, a moron?" Like, this is I think Waterloo Station 20 years ago, but yeah, I studied abroad and they changed it, and I had no idea.
And so there was all this illicit, dodgy currency you can't use.
Well, even the adverts are budget on this thing. Parsleybox.com. Has anyone ever heard of that? Parsley.
No.
Well, they have now.
There you go.
I'll tell you what. So the other day, I've not had to get any money out of my bank. So I had so much dad change just dotted around my house. But for like pints of milk down the corner shop and stuff, I've just like searched around the house for it. And so I run so low the other day, I went down to the back of my sofa and I found about £3. It was all old pounds. No, literally, like they're all old money. I can't even use it.
You strike me as the kind of person who lives a bit like a student.
Why is that? Because I don't have kids.
No, because you don't shave. That you look like a student.
In lockdown, Caller, right? It's lockdown.
Well, yeah. We're locked down.
I don't have to go to work every day like you. I can just sit at home and do work on my laptop.
What I have to say is, I've moved on based on your feedback that the beer pub was a bit noisy.
Yeah.
Which you can't notice. You can't notice it in here.
It's like you had some blokes with a pneumatic drill.
You can probably hear me crunching these crisps. This mic is so good. That's the problem.
We could hear you a minute ago when you were trying to be discreet about it as well. I was just like, I could hear you munching in the background.
We could hear you munching over there. I've moved on. What did you say to that?
To what?
Yeah, teams are back out.
Brewdog Punk IPA. Well, they might be back out. HG. Thank you very much. Equity for punks. But the actual feed is still showing me an advert of a man with a chainsaw in a forest.
Yeah, same. Oh, we might be on the same speed now.
I doubt that.
Oh, there's a turtle. Oh, there's a polar bear on a single ice cap.
No.
World Wildlife Fund. Donate money.
No, mine was an advert for chainsaws.
Yeah.
Mine says... Sean says, lockdown. Franco looks more like he's been locked up. I love these watch-alongs. They're just like a group of mates down the pub, aren't they? Or, this is great. Kick off. We've kicked off.
Ones who won't shut up in the. All right, where is the ref from? Do we know? Should we start to? Oh, it's a Turkish ref. Okay. All right, so Borek all round and kebab
I've
for
got
dinner.
the lumberjack now. I've got the lumberjack now, Caller. I'm that far behind.
Lumberjack. Oh yeah. I thought that was the look you were going for.
What is this? That's some superhero thing. Have we scored yet?
No, it's a quiet start really. We're chasing the ball down, and that's yeah.
Come on, Caller. Give us your best John Motson. I want to know every single detail of what's happening.
Well, you're not going to get that with
test.
me. You don't get any detail about anything with me. You should know
because you don't know all of our players' names.
David Cox says, listening to you guys talking about Scampi fries and frazzles seems more interesting in a match.
It is. That's the thing. It's like I knew this was going to be the game where even if we talk about like paint drying, it'll be more interesting than watching Spurs.
Well, Davis clears it, and one of the how do you say that team's name again? Skripnia. No, that's that.
To,
That's
to
that
be
defender.
fair, to be fair, your Motti impression is quite good.
Son, he's on the halfway line, turns inside,
Well,
and the
do
belly
a
picks it
David
up,
Pleat impression
and
and
it's
just
given
get
a
it
free
completely
kick.
wrong.
Yeah, I could just say anyone to anyone. Deli trying to take a quick. Don't be an idiot, Deli. I keep having to correct myself. Deli plays a short free kick to Winks, who plays it sideways. So Dembele moves it on to Lamela.
See, the good thing is, caller, is that like basically you're doing a commentary that the rest of us can't see, and so you can.
I can say anything.
If
You wouldn't know.
It doesn't
Oh,
matter,
Winks!
does it?
Hang on, Winks
Like-
has given the ball away, and they're breaking and driving forward through to our defence, and it's been cut out by Sanchez. But Winks, what were you doing there? You'll see it yourself in a minute. It's just
Yeah,
the guy's just
I'm watching it now. The number eight's running forward with it. Winks,
clown.
to be fair, Winks is trying to get back, but yeah, Sanchez, long Colombian leg, did all the work for him, and that was that. Yeah, it's going to be a mistake on our part, right? Like they're probably not good enough to. They're probably not good enough to take advantage of any mistake that we
Nice
make.
ball
but
out to
still,
the right.
like,
Aurier trying to put an early ball in, but it looks like it's going to be comfortably cleared.
What I don't get is when we're playing Son up front, we still sometimes try and play the long out ball to him, and he must maintain possession about 1 in every 10 times.
Yeah.
Really struggles with his back to goal, doesn't he? Especially like long balls like that.
well, kind of like Lucas would. I mean,
Oh, Lamela! Oh, Lamela! Oh, so close.
Oh.
Fired it straight at the keeper. Beat two, three people.
That Winks mistake.
Oh, here
was
he
awful.
goes. Oh, I'm watching it now, Owen. Lamela made room for the shot. Yeah, straight to keeper. Should have done better, really.
If he'd have put it, he worked hard to make the space. He beat like 3 people, but if he'd have put that left or right of the keeper, it's a goal.
Yeah, but I mean, like, without wanting to kick the man too hard, like precision.
Oh,
is not his
you
thing,
love
really,
kicking him. You love kicking him. It's won us a corner, which he will take. Floated into the box. Probably, he takes not a bad corner, Lamela, you know.
Yeah, because there's no one within 10 yards of him.
Because he stood still.
Now it's all the way back to Joe Hart.
Dombele's done all right as well today. I think it's good. He's getting some game time. I thought he might go off at half time, but there's been no changes. So
He's not booked yet.
Yeah, that was a harsh booking as well against Southampton. Like, I didn't think it was a. I thought he got the ball, but yeah, you know, referees have to make sure they do something in a game, right? So.
Brewdog, if you're watching, we're all right. Oh, nearly a goal, and I missed that because I've poured my Brewdog. Jose's going. So I need to see a replay of that.
like, I guess because you have commentary, right, on what you're watching.
I'm not listening to it. It's because I've got my headphones on. And, yeah.
So like, on the Bleacher Report feed, right, there's nothing. There's no commentary. It's literally just the picture, and all you can hear is Jose Mourinho swearing.
Is it like the series all over again? Ball in at the back of the post. Oh, Deli! Oh, should have scored. Should have scored.
Is that right?
Well,
Watch
I don't know about should have scored. If he'd have got in front of him there, I need to see a replay.
Job, isn't it?
Need to see a replay of it, but it was close.
I'm watching it. No, it's nothing to do with being in front of the defender because he was 10 yards behind him at the start. The cross was a bit too short. He had to go towards it.
But Davis, what are you doing there? It's a good job you won that free kick because you don't play central midfield, mate.
Again, this lot are putting no. Oh yeah, this lot are putting no pressure on us in midfield. Dombele just had time to put that out wide. Then there was nobody marking Aurier out wide either. They're just making it too easy for us.
Well, they're letting us have the flanks because they know we're rubbish.
Yeah, well, there is a little bit of that.
Bring
but
on-
like, again,
bring on
no,
Bale,
no
that'll
pressure
mess
on
them up.
no pressure on Winks, and he still makes a 5-metre pass to Dombele.
Hey, Tom Carroll, you know, if the player is better than you, you give it to them, right? That's the Tom Carroll theory.
That ball over. It looked like Sonny should have connected it on the replay. And Sonny with a volley from outside the box. No.
Yeah, you can. I don't think he was. He's close enough.
Bit over his head, wasn't it?
Mm. And Davies loses the ball.
In midfield.
Yeah, he's won it. Oh, foul ref. Must be.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go, won it back. What's all you can ask for?
So, caller. Since we're both ahead of Franco, when it comes to these things, like we shouldn't really celebrate. We'll just wait for Franco to get there and then join in.
It's fine.
You know, like
I'm used to it.
I'm not doing that. It's a nice HG.
This is it. You paid your £11.
I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. I paid £11 to watch this up to date stream. Jason Lyle says, "Hope we don't get wait too long to concede the sloppy goal. Get it out of the way nice and early."
Well, we need to, because then Kane can come on.
Jason, I think you're right.
There speaks a Spurs fan of experience. Jason knows what's up.
Oh bloody hell! Winks has played. Was he onside? Winks flicked the ball through. Lamella ran onto it. You'll see it in a minute. HG. Oh, he was onside. Oh, and what is he doing there? He's trying. Lamella, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh!
He tries to do something so elaborate.
HG, can you describe it? Because Calder's basically just
He
saying
tries to flick it with the outside of his left boot, spinning.
So think David Platt's goal against Belgium in the 1990 World Cup, right? Gaza with the free kick was Winks, although it wasn't a free kick. And it's coming over his shoulder, but instead of going with his right foot, Lamella swings his left foot like a roundhouse kick to try and get the ball under control, and fails miserably.
It sounds like would have been a great goal if he'd scored it, though.
Harry Winks has missed that again. But he's been poor tonight for me, Winks. Poor again.
Yeah, well, in that case, he was trying to play the man and not the ball. I mean, it's just silly. The ball is important. Do they not learn this?
I'm sorry, he's just been so poor.
Oh, Lamella doesn't... Yeah, that's awful. He's angry with himself, he realises.
The trouble is, Lamella does get angry with himself quite a lot. Oh my God, they're in. Oh, Joe Hart.
Joe Hart, world-class player?
He didn't really do, but she just rushed the ball there, to be fair.
Did he do it in a world-class manner?
World-class manner. Who said he's world-class?
Who did? Me. I've now.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you're famed for that. I mean, that's a slight misquote.
I think you're pushing it slightly there, caller, to say that he was in. I mean,
almost in.
Yeah, almost in.
Extra yard of pace, he'd be there.
Oh, it's a good tackle by Winks. He just steps over the ball.
Winks is dreadful. He needs to go. But he won't.
Where is he going to go?
And then he uses his body to be strong and gets pushed over.
Winks, goal. They've scored. They've scored.
Have they?
Yep, they've scored. That's a screamer as well. Edge of the D, top corner. Hart, no chance.
Good. Nothing a world-class goalkeeper could do about it, yeah?
Nothing.
Well, it is a good goal.
Absolutely smashed it into the top corner.
Yeah.
He took that
superbly. There you go. Well, Jason, you got your wish.
Jason, you've got your wish. Jason, have you got any of the Nostradamus-like predictions for us?
Get Kane on now. Get Kane on now.
Brendan, they've scored. A scream it. Yes, I'm aware of that, Bren.
Is Brent telling me?
Spurs. If it wasn't so obvious.
Here's the replay. Not pressurising the space. Sanchez. Davis sort of stuck there. It's the midfield there. That's where, yeah. I don't know who you blame. It's a you wouldn't expect him to top corner it from there, to be honest. But this is Spurs. This is what I said to you, Franco. You said they're poor. I said I know what's going to happen. And it's happened.
Oh, that's a good goal.
And you've just said it.
Look how mental they're going. They can't believe it. They're like, wow.
That's the worst
goal you've ever scored.
Spurs coming back at them now in the box, but no, leads to nothing.
That was poor though. There was no closing down. There was a lot of ball watching going on there as well.
There wasn't. I mean, Sanchez there could have got tighter to him. I don't blame Davis. Don't blame Tank.
Guys, do you reckon Kane gets a win bonus for playing at least half an hour? So the rest of the team were like, we've got to keep the captain happy.
I think Kane's loaded. Does it matter what Kane thinks? You know, he's got that much bloody money. It doesn't matter, does it? What his win bonus is.
Yeah, but, you know, But coming from someone who does all right for himself as well, I think you'd take a little bit extra if it was given to you, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
Where was Ndombele?
I mean, you can't really compare my doing all right for myself in the same league as Harry Kane, to be fair, HG. We don't eat at the same restaurants.
To be fair, I'm not sure Harry Kane would talk about how many skyboxes he's got. So, ins and outs.
he must have several Ultra HD ones. Come on, Winks. Why is he always sideways? And the ballet's going to shoot. He's going to shoot. No, he's not. He should have shot.
Right,
First time he thought about it, didn't shoot.
So who's coming up first?
They're on the break now. They've got an overlap here. If they can find it, and they have found it. He's going to try and pick out a worldie again. They're still not clear. Tottenham. We never do things the easy way.
Oh man.
They've still got it
I'm
down
glad that
left-hand side.
that break went nowhere because it was a break.
It was
as well.
a good opportunity.
He cut inside when he should have gone outside.
A good opportunity, yeah.
Ran into trouble and gave us a chance to block the shot.
Yeah. I mean, at this rate, I'm going to need a few more brew dogs to drown my sorrows. The after show will be a mess. HG's momentarily left us. Frank, are you still there?
I'm here.
Go on, Lamella. I think we need a sub on. I'm saying it now. I think we need a sub on. Lo Celso's warming up. In fact, Lo Celso's stripped off, ready to come on.
Yeah, we get Winks off, man. He's not needed in this game, to be honest, because he's not tackling anybody,
Right.
and all he's doing is passing it 5 metres to the side to Ndombele because he doesn't have any confidence to do it.
Get Winks out of my club. Anyone support Winks? Drop a comment in. Tell me what you think of Winks.
Well, I think the point is that he's normally chosen for games like this these days, isn't he? I can't see him being any higher in the pecking order.
He's dipped so far down, though, hasn't he? Here he is again. I mean, and nearly gives the ball away. Lamella, go on, Lamella. Bit of magic. Oh, shoots. Oh, he's palmed it out, and no one is following up. Bergvon should have been on that, but he was static. The Celso's coming on now. Ball's out. Jose's seen enough. And Kane. Here comes Kane.
You talk about certain players not doing so much. Has Bergwijn really touched the ball?
Winks.
Not much.
Not really.
Winks for the Celso. Who's Kane coming on for? I'd know if the coverage wasn't so bad. They're just following the Celso across the pitch. Who's Kane come on for?
You imagine Bergwijn, I'd have thought.
I'm not sure it is. Delhi. There you go.
Yeah, Delhi, number 20, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this Premier Sports thing is budget. I wouldn't even want to watch the Scottish League on here, to be honest.
It would have to be some high quality production for you to want to. I don't think a lower level of quality doesn't really affect anything if it is Alloa against Cowden Beef. Like you'd expect to see, well, I don't really want to talk about what I might want to see to make me want to watch that.
They're looking more likely to score. They're playing the ball forward down the right. I don't even at this point. I don't even want to know how to say their name. And Dembele's just got caught trying to turn, and their tails are up, guys. Their tails are up. This is worrying.
All right, so
we do not want this to go to a goddamn penalty shootout.
Yeah, we've got an hour. We've got an hour
minutes
to pick our 5 penalty takers. So.
I mean, we didn't anticipate the live going on quite this long, but we'll take that.
Quite possibly. Somebody's given us a thumbs down.
I know.
I'm going to come and find you.
To be honest,
I'm going to come and find you and kill you.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, Franco. You look like an evil hobbit.
Don't take negative feedback kindly.
Probably the guy that gives everyone 1-star reviews on podcast things. Regardless, just
guys,
1
it's
star.
Okay. Look, you're not focusing on all the positive thumbs up there are. So, Lo Celso straight into the action, driving run. That's what we've missed. Trying to play the ball forward.
I think that thumbs down was for you, caller, anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Bergwijn's made some space and he's guilty of a foul. And I'm ignoring that comment, Franco. That's not very nice.
Like it's funny. Like after the piece I wrote this morning about the team I picked for tonight, and everyone was having a go saying it's a bit strong, and isn't it? Do you want to win 8-0 or something? Yeah, right now I'd take 8-0.
I think the thing is you underestimate these competitions at your peril because no matter how bad the opposition are, and they're not good. They're not a good side, but they are dragging us down to their level.
Mm.
I wouldn't mind, but
ball in from them, header. Ooh. Hart wasn't
Also,
trouble,
the point
but not far off.
is that any team that's at the top of their league is there generally because they play quite well together, and if you've got players that do play quite well together, and then you put sort of mixed match team of players that are in different stages of fitness and don't play a lot together, then it's a leveler, isn't it?
Absolutely, the pitch is a leveler. There's lots of levelers, isn't it? It's hard when you're away from home. These guys at home, I'm quite sure we'd absolutely bury them, but these are hard trips, and they're sapping, aren't they? They're energy sapping. That header, Joe Hart made nothing of it, and I know it wasn't anywhere near target, but it was a good opportunity. It wasn't that far off.
Yeah, to be fair, because your stream's ahead of us, I thought it was us that had the chance, and so when I saw them attacking, I was like, oh no. So come on, Motti, let us know who's attacking when you talk about the game.
How do I say the name again?
Shkendija.
Just call them Bournemouth.
Shkendija. Shkendija. Isn't that the name of that centre back we're trying to sign?
No.
For all the
Kane's on the
foreigners
pitch
that are watching this, and they think those English people and their imperialist history and is basically
Caller is
proof that
the general. I should be the general.
Is a typical imperialist.
Let the character assassination commence. Kane, the quarterback, is on the ball, goes down, no foul. Shkendija coming away from the ball in central midfield. They're up to the halfway line. Nothing's coming of it. Lamella's holding him up, just hacking around, and then looks sulky when he loses it. That's what I love.
Who's coming on for Lamella? Because I don't want him taking a penalty.
Well, I mean, in fairness, he's normally quite a reliable penalty taker. It was only the one was it Norwich he missed last year?
That's the only penalty he's taken, pretty much.
No, he's not. He's done penalties.
There was one game where he took the ball off someone else to make sure he took it and then missed. So, I'm sure he scored a couple. Maybe the Watford one he scored because he was pretty good in a game against Watford reserves. So he might score tonight. But,
stop sneering! I can hear the sneering all the way from Austria. And the ballet, still running like he soiled himself. There's a very big difference between a fact and an opinion. That's a nice defence splitting ball, and we're through. Aurier, Lamella! Oh my God! Free header on the penalty spot, and he spun it wide.
Not surprised.
Beautiful overlap. I think it was Ndombele who played the ball out there, and picked him out beautifully. Aurier picked him out on the dot. All Lamella had to do was get on target. Kane was hanging his head. Kane's hanging his head as to why did that fall to you and not me. I mean, make the keeper work, man.
That was woeful.
That was a lovely ball by Ndombele, though.
Oh, beautiful. Defence splitter. Absolute defence splitter. See, he's got... hang on. Someone's injured there.
This is it. So Aurier's got 3 to pick from in the box. Kane, Son and Lamella.
Oh, no. Bergwijn's off. Oh, God. We're saved. Mora's on for Bergwijn.
Along with the dodgy knee.
Well, he's probably thinking about the words of Daniel Levy. You don't want to let him down now, do you? Don't want to let him down.
He probably hasn't had that motivation in a while, so that's why he's
maybe he needs a trip into his office. Mora straight away gives the foul away from his tight pressing. So we've used our subs. So Lamella is on for the duration, isn't he?
Can we have 5 today?
I thought it was
I thought I
3.
read somewhere that we could have 5. I don't know.
Is it really?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not sure. I thought I read that UEFA said
Okay,
5.
Lamella's pressing forward now. Out wide to Serge. Cuts back. Gone up for the pass. Cross in. Kane! Oh! Another one! He should have got on target. Just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Free header. And it's gone wide. Didn't even work the keeper.
I can't believe
He may have been offside looking back at it.
we've made such hard work of this.
I told you that one of those 5 goals that we scored at Southampton, we'd wished that we'd scored tonight.
Mm.
Should have scored. That's awful. Oh my gosh, that's awful. That was easier than the Mellors. That was terrible.
I know. I think he might have been off though, looking at the replay, might he not? And just don't flag it. Was he on?
Oh, in front of him.
Either
That
way,
is bad.
Either way, it's bad.
Too much of a glancer.
Either way, it's bad. Few comments coming in. Phil Ambrose, I think he's talking about the penalty. He missed one at home to City a few years back.
Exactly.
Brendan is getting very passionate. Both on the, we can see you on this group, Brendan. I'm just ignoring you, okay? Because you're just banging on about Mora. I know what the underlying tone is here. Bergwijn, easily the worst player on the pitch. Glad he's off. Gave the ball away. Didn't trap back to put pressure on the goal scorer. Well, Brendan, that may be the case. However, Lucas Moura won't be any better.
Disappointing from Bergwijn tonight. I said at the start I wanted to see a good performance, and he's not done anything really, has he?
No, I agree. He's not.
Largely absent.
And I'm doing it now. I'm biting my bloody nail. I'm allowed to say bloody. That's not swearing. I'm biting my nails because this is what Spurs do to you. This is what they do to you.
We're only 23, all of us. Look at us now. Just.
Well, you're about 23. I'm 18. Mora trying to progress the ball. No. But he's clueless as how to do so. Despite Auria's valiant efforts.
I do like the fact that we're trying to at least pin them in their own half and win the ball back quickly now. That's something, you know, that the back two of Toby and Davinson are pretty much stationed on the halfway line, and it's just a question of whether we can break them down.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we should be doing. They're not good enough. Shouldn't allow them space all time.
Don't let them breathe.
So I guess what we're looking at now. So like the front three is what? Kane, Son, and Lucas, with the Mella behind, right?
Yeah.
And then Lo Celso and Dombele. Yeah, Lo Celso and Winks went off, right? So it's Lo Celso and Dombele.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. It's attacking. Just stay in their half. Pressure them there.
That's what we're stuck with now.
Sanchez is as fast as any of their strikers, so I'm not really too worried about them getting in behind.
It's if they score another worldie or a set piece or a corner, isn't it? Mora, it's palmed out. Son, finish! Yes!
There we
it's
go.
in!
Right.
Son has scored, even though they haven't
nowhere.
updated the scoreboard. It came from nowhere, ball into the box. It came from a bit of good play from Mora, actually.
Caller, shut up and let the professional do it. So here comes Son into the box.
There's a professional.
Away, but falls to the feet of Dombele, 35 yards out. Gives it to the Celso. Moura goes for the shot. It's palmed out. Son, one touch onto his right foot and top corner. Son Heung-min has found the top corner. It's 2-1 to Spurs. The Macedonians look crestfallen.
Crestfallen.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Son's finish was very good because he took his time, really. Although it was only a split second, he picked his spot.
Oh, what a cliche I didn't use. He picked his spot. Dang it.
Picked his spot.
Rubbish.
Oh, that's number 7 who scored the goal. Every time he gets near the box now, he's trying to score another worldie. And they're pressing forward again, trying to come back to this.
Imagine, he probably thinks his luck is in. He scored a goal like, why not try again?
Well, so who was it? It was Lo Celso.
Oh, Lo Celso's breaking forward now. Plays an inside ball to Son. Son with a little flick. Oh, keeper's just got there in time. Just at his feet. Son's feet. As Son burst through or a little through ball from Lo Celso, and now they're trying to
But
go
that's twice then.
toe-to-toe.
So Lo Celso's
Oh, Lo
the creative
Celso-
spark twice,
absolutely.
even though
Yeah.
loads of people say he's not a creative player when he clearly is.
He is a creative player.
Yeah.
He's a different type of creative player to Eriksen, I suppose, if that's what you compare it. That's what a lot of people, I think, are comparing it to, because that's all we've known.
The difference is, like, Lo Celso is a bit more like Modric in the fact that it's the pass before the assist rather than the actual assist, which is what Eriksen did. But, like, he's clearly creative. He's very one-footed, which means that, Eriksen, even though he may not have run as hard as people wanted, like, could at least cross with both feet, pass with both feet, was pretty comfortable. And Lo Celso, as I said before, it's a bit like Lamela with a football brain. That is Giovanni Lo Celso.
Yeah, but he's just good. He's good at running with the ball, and he just nutmegged the guy. I like Lo Celso. He's going to be good for us.
Yeah, no, I love him.
Oh, I think he's a great player.
He's a
great player. I think with him and Ndombele, you've got more than enough creativity in that midfield. You've just got to get them both in the same side somehow.
Well, like this.
They're both better deep. That's the thing.
From the
right?
start against a Premier League team's a bit of a different story.
Depends who, doesn't it? I think some of them we can.
Son's on the edge of their box, playing around with it. Davis, we're just toying with him now. Davis again. Put the ball in, Davis. Come on. Smacks it off the defender for a corner. There's some comments flying in now, as you would expect. Brendan McGurty, sunny goal. I'm sure you can imagine what Brendan's saying. Good play from who, caller? Ha 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 ha. Yes, Brendan. Moore actually did something useful. Well done.
It was like
took a shot that didn't go in.
Absolutely.
Don't think about it. Just put your foot behind it and hope.
Tom Golding says, "This is riveting stuff. I feel like I'm there in North Macedonia." Header from Kane from the corner. He was sort of climbing over the defender, but it came to nothing. Anthony, official Anthony says, "Listen to the pod, but this is the first time I can put a face to the name. Christ, the RHG and the caller brothers, brothers in arms, maybe in the dire straits sense of the word." Can you just make sure then, Anthony, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and all you people who are the lovely people who are watching today, please do subscribe to us. It really helps us, and you will get live notifications as long as your settings are correct for every time we go live, which is often at the moment. And Skriniar, or however you say it, are on the attack again.
Shkendija. It's not the fucking left back.
You can't swear on this pod.
Okay, we can swear on this all we like.
No, you can't.
Caller, that was the closest you came to the Inter Milan centre-half's name. You weren't even.
I'm getting them mixed up, man. They sound like they're from the same place. Oh, number 10's trying to scream her. And Joe Hart, I think, covered it. It took a deflection by the look of it, actually.
World class Joe Hart.
Either deflected, or
world
it was
class
just
coverage.
a really, really bad shot into the ground. Oh no, a really bad shot into the ground. So there you go.
So if Joe Hart is now our backup keeper, then are we going to sell Gazaniga?
No, because you need 3 keepers.
Yeah, but we've got other keepers.
They're out on loan, aren't they?
Right.
Did we not loan them?
To be honest, though, the amount of players that we've been linked to at the moment, we're going to have to get rid of him because he takes up a
chunk of money.
That's right.
Player spot, doesn't he?
Well, you're assuming we signed them, though, aren't you? You're assuming we signed. Mora plays it inside to Lamela, play it back off to Lo Celso, who's looking for a ball to Lamela. Edge of the box. Out wide to Son, on the left. Cuts inside, tries to square it, and it's intercepted by a defender. Came to nothing.
Come on, Motti. What's his name?
I can't. Unfortunately, I don't. Oh, hang on. They're on the break. They're out on the left. They've come loose. They're on the left. Ball into the box, deep, and Tommy Ndombele out muscles the forward, and it goes out for a throw.
So this is the good thing. Like, so, if you don't know the name of the player, talk about where it's happening. So don't say intercepted by a defender. Just say intercepted at the near post, right? These are tricks of the trade that I learned.
I don't want a trick of the trade. Look, the caller has his own style. Don't try and interfere with the caller's style.
So like, not knowing the opponents. So to be fair, that should get you a job on most
I mean, I could work on Sky Sports, surely to God.
That is not out. He just him. Just in front of
you
him.
You want a header? Yeah,
No.
right.
I want a job on Sky Sports.
Mate, you are never going to get a job on Sky Sports. Making tea, maybe.
I'm far too left wing for a start.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Right. We've got, 15 minutes to go.
We can see this out.
Who was it that predicted 3-1 at the start? I forget who it was, but it'll be quite close, I think.
Sean it was. Sean.
Yeah, nice third counter-attack goal to finish them off with, 4 minutes left?
Sean says, Caller
Should
and
do it.
HG as brothers laughing my arse off.
It's kind of like Cain and Abel, really, as brothers. So at some
Well,
point,
I'm definitely
one
Abel.
of us is going to become Cain and kill the other, right? I mean, it's... But, and to be fair, it's a compliment because we're both pretty good looking, mate.
I agree. The caller's track record is very good.
Track record of what?
Well, let's not get into that. This is a family show. Listen, sat there with your little hobbit beard. Don't come to me talking about good looking.
The conquests don't count if you pay for them, Caller. That's all I'm going to say.
You are out of this world, Franco. Out of this world.
Thanks.
I mean, that is defamation of character. You can expect my lawyers to be in touch.
Yeah.
No Højbjerg tonight, even on the bench. HG. Do you think this injury is bad, or do you think it's just a case of resting him?
No, I think it's his ankle. I do think it's his ankle. He doesn't need to be out there. So I think I even put it in my preview piece that I only had him on the bench because I thought he'd be good at taking a penalty if it got that far. So
Better than Lamella.
Yeah, I think. I would have had Højbjerg taking a penalty over Lamella. That is true, but yeah, we're not going to go that far. Penalties aren't going to happen unless our third comes from the penalty spot. That's about it. So.
Well, we look in control. I would say.
I think the question will be what happens on Sunday, because if let's say he's out again for that, who plays in midfield?
Winks, Lo Celso, Dombele is what I think it'll be, or maybe even bring Sissoko in.
This is it. Sissoko
Son
against
squared
his
into the
old
box
club,
on Kane's head. There it is in the net. It's 3. Son was out on the left, had way too much space, put a beautifully weighted ball over 3 defenders' heads, and Kane met it with aplomb into the far corner of the net, and that is 3-1. And Sean, your prediction is coming true. I feel safe in the knowledge that I can now go to the toilet without worrying about us losing this game.
That is woeful defending, isn't it?
Dreadful.
That is terrible defending.
I mean, it's Sunday League stuff, isn't it? He's got so much space. So much
Simple
space.
left foot cross, one striker to aim for, and the defenders are nowhere near it.
Yeah, so too much time.
But I'm not complaining because the last thing we need is 120 minutes in North Macedonia.
Yeah, that's it. Rev the plane engine. We're coming.
Or Moldova, or anywhere else.
Get the engines ticking. Yeah, so I think at the weekend, Newcastle played 4-4-2, didn't they? At the weekend, I think that's what they're playing this season. With
when they lost to Brighton.
Yeah, the game of the weekend, they played Shelby and what's the guy's name? Hayden.
Oh yeah, wow.
I think, and then on the wings they've got Hendrick and what's the geezer, Maximilian.
He's a good player, Maximilian, isn't he?
Max.
Yeah, he's good at some things, like giving away penalties, but.
No, he's a good player.
That was bad.
Father Nick on the chat is saying there's a fair amount of ball chasing. When we get the ball, it's like everyone wants to catch their breath. I'm not just talking about tonight. Great cross from Sonny. I think it was a very simple cross from Sonny, to be honest. And we're on the attack again. Lamella picking it up, puts in Kane on the left side of the penalty area. Trying to dink his way round. He's going to get a shot in. No, he's not. Goes out for a throw.
If they're playing Wilson and Andy Carroll, little and large combo, bit of pace, they'll be tricky. But I think we might even play 3 at the back I don't know. What do you think, HG?
I, does Jose do that? That's the thing that I
Do you
don't
think
see it. I don't
Reguilon
see him doing
debut?
it because I think he may well start. Yeah, I think Davis has played a lot of football, so why not? Like almost for that reason. The home game, we'll have probably most of the ball. So yeah, okay, playing against Saint Max may not be the best debut to have because we'll see. Like if he has a bad debut, then maybe everyone will get on his back a little bit. But you'd expect us to have most of the ball. So
He
I
was
think it may
playing on the
well
left
happen.
though. Max was playing on the left, wasn't
He was with Hendrick on the right.
he?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I don't really. It's Newcastle at home,
Be back in a
so we
minute.
have to expect it's going to be more difficult because they tend to, yeah, they tend to do well
Mm.
in North in N17. So yeah, who knows? But you hope it's early goal for us, and the game will open up. But the longer it stays 0-0, or if they score, then we've seen it before, right? We know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't. It can't be like Everton again. I mean, that game, like Everton would be Newcastle, but with the brain. They sat back and took advantage of the chance that they got. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean, whilst I think he's good on the ball, I don't think they won't be playing like Everton. I don't think they're as good at the back at passing it around and stuff like that. So I think it'd be a lot. And if Andy Carroll's playing, you're just almost guaranteed they're going to be playing some long balls up to him, aren't they? So it'll be a different game.
Dyer versus Carroll in the air.
Yeah,
Basically, the whole game.
Carroll's going to win that like 9 times out of 10, isn't he? Dyer's surprisingly bad in the air for somebody who's quite tall and robust.
I mean, but this is it. Like Andy Carroll's what 6'5". Maybe he's a super big guy, but he'll pull away from Sanchez or whoever it is, and we'll fancy his chances. So we have to be good enough to deal with it. Dyer will like the challenge, I'm sure, but yeah, it's all about what we do with the ball, right? Other teams can only beat us if we're not good enough when we have possession. Every team is capable of conceding a goal from a set piece or a worldie that we saw tonight, right? So we just have to make sure we can, that when we attack as if we know what we're doing, that we've got numbers and we work together.
Hey folks, did I miss a goal?
That's the thing I still haven't seen.
No, I didn't.
No.
So on the chat, Paulo Souza says, "Love these recent YouTube videos. Will they continue?" That's the aim, Paulo. So we're looking at doing at least one sort of.
Do you think it's the Paulo Sousa? That would be kind of cool.
I hope so. We're hoping to put at least one show out a week. As I say this, Solly's jinking his way around the box, threading it through, and just doesn't come to anything but intense Tottenham pressure now for a fourth goal. We're looking to do at least one sort of chat show a week, whether that's transfer related at the moment or opinion based, taking questions, Q&A, that kind of thing, and potentially some more watch-alongs as well, because they're good fun. And at the moment, where we can't go to the pub, I've quite enjoyed tonight. Franco, have you enjoyed it?
No. It's been rubbish, mate.
It's the
Not
most.
going down.
Well,
Not doing it again.
I've heard it's the most fun you've had in ages, and I didn't want you back on the show anyway. So
I'm not used to talking to people. It must be said. It's weird. Yeah. Used to my quiet isolation.
Yeah.
No, it's the thing is
first.
not being able to. Go on, sorry.
So yeah, you're one person bubble in East London.
Exactly. I'm missing going to games. So I mean, it's going to be good if we're not going to get to go to the ground until March. Then yeah, why not do these and just chat rubbish? It's just I'm struggling because normally I would be effing and blinding a lot more about how frustrated I am about certain things.
And the fact that there's a slight delay on the feed, which should be out the way once we get past this, hopefully.
Exactly. Once we've got it on BT, we'll be good. We'll be golden.
BT or Sky, hopefully. Well, you don't do Sky, do you? But you'll find a good stream. Phil Ambrose says Newcastle. Sorry, HG. You enjoyed? You enjoyed being on? Do more of these.
Yeah.
You'll come back on.
I want to hear from Phil. Tell me what Phil
Well,
said.
not until you answer the question.
Just say yes, HG. Shut him up.
Sure you did. Yes, I have. But yeah, I want to hear from Phil.
There you go. Phil says Newcastle have an annoying tendency of beating us at home. This is absolutely true. They did last season, didn't they, HG?
Yeah, that game was
That's
well
right.
annoying.
After I spent a good 10 minutes on the pod saying how bad Joe Linton was and how he was never going to settle in the Premier League. Like I was right in general, but sadly he scored that day, so I've never forgotten that. But when he played in Austria for Rapid Vienna, he was woeful, like genuinely woeful. Like on loan from a relatively big German club to get some games in Austria and did very little. And then I think he had a
Did
bit
very
of a
little
purple
for the
patch.
rest of the season. That's
Yeah,
the
well,
thing.
no, I mean a bit of an Amazaki moment. I think for Hoffenheim got himself this £40 million move. It was a joke, but let's hope he starts and plays badly, eh?
Yeah.
Good news, we haven't conceded from a corner. They've applied a bit of pressure. Ndebele charging down the middle. Oh, plays a nice little cute reverse pass. Son pushes it back out towards him. We're halfway into the Macedonian half now. And
Tell you what, like
Son edge of the box.
when
Kane
was
plays it out to the right. Floated into the middle. And Lucas, and guess what comes to nothing.
like,
Also, let's not forget,
talk
Newcastle
about-
scored a load of goals last night, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, I mean, you talk about Dombele. How long since he completed 90 minutes?
And that's important.
At any level.
Absolutely important. I think that is massive. That's probably the biggest thing to come out of this game, if I'm honest, HG. I want to see that guy in the first team as a regular fixture because he can do what. And every Spurs fan loves talking about Moussa Dembele, right? Like literally on social media, everyone wants to hark back to Moussa Dembele like he was the beating heart of the Tottenham midfield for several years. And he certainly was the season we went close. I'll absolutely give it that. He is the closest thing we've got to Moussa Dembele and will have for a long time. I don't think you can replicate Dembele because he was a very unique player. He was awesome in his pump, awesome, and dominated the midfield. But Dembele's got that twist. He can twist, turn, get away from a player, play a killer pass. I'm not sure about the defensive side of his game as much as Dembele, but he's a lot younger. We need him fit.
Well,
we need him in the team.
Yeah, the thing with Dembele is he was 6'3". I mean, that's just it. Like most players with the skill set that Dembele had are Celso size, right? I mean, that's just it. Like, he was built like a centre half, and could basically strike a ball like a centre forward. So playing in midfield worked for him. But yeah, you don't find players like that regularly at all. I mean, I can't think of many central midfielders even now that are built the way that Dembele was.
He's still playing now. You could sign him back from China.
Yeah, I don't think he was 6'3", HG. Only because I met him that time when I stalked him in the station. He's about 6. I reckon he's 6'1", something like that.
The caller height.
Cooler height, yeah, I'll give you that. But he was a big guy, but and just immensely mobile. But yeah, you're right. It's having a player that's got that physicality and can bring the ball forward, and I think Dombele can do that, but Lo Celso can do it with trickery. So it's like we've almost replicated the Modric and Dembele midfield.
That was late and painful.
Yeah, but
Aurier's gone down like a sack
Modric
of
and Dembele
spuds.
never played.
Sorry, HG?
Modric and Dembele never played with each other.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like it's
We've
that
got the
type of
qualities
play.
in the team.
that's a studs up challenge that onto Aurier's leg. I don't think it was deliberate, but that looks painful. I
just want this game to finish.
Well,
Come on.
there's a break in play now. 3 minutes of additional time, but there's a break in play because Aurier's down injured. So,
All right, so
couple of-
Paula,
few-
imagine you are. Go on. Sorry.
there's a few comments I wanted to read out. Paulo Souza, if I only had Paulo's money and lush hair. There you go. Phil Ambrose, Joe Linton only goal, I swear. Juan Franco, Tongi's growing in confidence, you can tell. And Dave Bolton, you've won over BBC Radio London. Hearing the callers' dulcet tones and seeing the three of you on screen makes me all warm and fuzzy. And I don't need to see that game to see the game to know that Lucas is Bobbins. Well, absolutely, we agree on that, Dave. He is Bobbins. But he did some good work in the build-up to the first goal. HG, over to you. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's fine. No, I think you did really well. I was wondering how you were going to fill in the gap of there not being anything to talk about in the game when Aurier was down and injured, and yeah, you did really well. So, chapeau.
Well, Son's now little penetrating run on the left. Kane picks him out. Kane also playing like quarterback now, trying to flick it into the box to Lucas, who leaps like a salmon, but it ends up more like a squid. Yeah, and they broke away with the ball. Yeah, so all looking forward to the weekend then. We've progressed to the Europa League. I think we're not going to blow 2 goals in 2 minutes. I think it's fair to say. So. Positives. No one injured by looks
Chelsea, and then
yeah. So Newcastle, how does it run? Newcastle, Chelsea, and
Haifa.
And that's there. Where are we playing that at home? That is at home, isn't it?
So
you'd like to think
all 3 of them are at home. All 3 are at home.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
So you'd like to think that if the ball's just being recycled right now. It's back to Hart now. The game's petering out. So you'd like to think that if we win that Europa League home tie, that puts us in the group stage, does it not?
It does, yes.
Thank God for that, and then let the games commence.
Here's a question for you, right? Harry Kane can only play 2 of the 3 games. Newcastle, Chelsea, and Haifa. Which 2 do you want him to start?
He's got to start Haifa, and he's got to start Chelsea. But in fairness, why can't he start all 3?
Well, because the games are Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. That's probably why.
Yeah, but he's an athlete. You know Harry Kane's playing all those 3. You know he is.
I don't think he will.
What you need to do is put it... No, I think it goes like this. I think he'll absolutely start against Newcastle. I think if the result is favourable at half-time or 50 minutes, he comes off, has a bit of a rest.
Which it won't be, because this is Spurs, right? Harry Kane's playing at least 85 minutes on Sunday.
It's full-time, by the way. Full-time, I think. Yeah, full-time.
Right.
They're doing let's have a socially distanced elbow pump. That's what Jose's doing right now. That's what the team are doing right now. So a good result. It never looked in doubt, but that worldie kept it very interesting. 3-1. Top marks for... Who was it who called it? Sean, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sean called it 3-1. So top marks, Sean. Good prediction. And so this is now the after show party. And what I would say is let's have a look ahead. Do you see us progressing to the Europa League group stage, HG?
Sorry, I missed that question because my connection went down a little bit.
That's all right. Franco can answer.
Do you think we'll beat Maccabi Haifa? Yes, I think we'll beat Maccabi Haifa. We haven't got to travel, which is obviously a bonus for us. Ideally, though, 5 of their players are going to get COVID and all be obviously perfectly healthy, but the game will get called off.
Okay. HG?
That would be nice.
Pass through into the... You can't see any barriers now, really, to the group stage, hopefully.
No, I think the other chat we were having about what we're going to do for the next few games, because it's like we've got fixture congestion. Do we really want to take this Chelsea game seriously, or what's more important next week, HG, the League Cup game or Europa League qualification?
As far as the club is concerned, Europa League definitely. Right? I mean, there's no doubt about that. The fans might want Chelsea, because there are no fans in the stadium. It might mean a little bit less because you're not going to get 60,000 people really wanting to win. But I suspect that and plus it's Mourinho against Chelsea. It's a big game.
Yeah.
But I think that you're going to look at, let's say, some of the squad players like Sessegnon will get minutes. So all the people that would have played against Leyton Orient will likely play against Chelsea. That's what you're going to.
Yeah, that's how I see it as well. And I think, when do we play United? Is that on the 4th?
That's coming up as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Sunday.
So we've got that at the end. So it's difficult. I don't think Kane will play all 3 of those games.
What's he going to miss then, Franco?
I think he'll probably start again on the bench in the next Europa game. I don't know how seriously they're going to take the Chelsea game. It's a really tough one, isn't it? Because it's an early round, but it's a
winnable
big
trophy.
game. It's a London derby, and we don't want to get stuffed by Chelsea. If we put a really average team out there, there's a real threat You know, Havertz got a hat-trick last night. There's a real threat that they could pull us apart.
And here's the question. What team is Chelsea going to put out for that?
Well, who knows? They've got about 500 players now, haven't they? So they could play with.
So have we. In fairness, Franco.
Yeah, not maybe. I don't know. Chelsea are going to be strong this year. I think if they can get a decent run together, I think they're gonna be up there. And I think they're a better team than us at the minute. I still do. Sorry.
HG.
Yes, I think that Chelsea's team last night was pretty strong when they went and beat Barnsley, but again for them it's more about getting minutes in their legs because playing Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday is no big deal for them. So I could imagine since Kane didn't start tonight that they might think, okay, we'll look at that and maybe he'll start Sunday and Tuesday, but still that's still only 2 days difference. So if it's Sunday and Tuesday and he plays the Newcastle and the Chelsea game, then Son can't play all three. So if you're going to play, like Son started tonight, one of those two has to start no matter what the game is. So if Kane starts against Chelsea and then Son starts as the main striker against Maccabi Haifa, that might work. But yeah, the Chelsea game to me is a chance for the squad players to maybe make a claim. Someone like Delhi will probably start that game, so we're not going to have no hopers. It's not like it's going to be a whole team of Dennis Durkin and Harvey White and the best youth players. It's going to be a strong side. It's just not going to be 7 or 8 first teamers. It's going to be the rest of it's going to be squad.
I think that's it. I mean, if we did sign a new striker and a new defender, then somebody posted today that we could have basically a second team, which is almost a team that we played quite often last year. It's like we're going to brought in a lot of players, and a lot of them are going to be strong and first teamers, aren't they? So there's going to be a lot of competition for places, certainly in that forward line. So I think players at the minute, that's why I kind of expected Bergwijn and Delhi to play a bit better tonight, because they're playing for their place as much as they're trying to get fitness up. Be interesting. Caller, before we go, we just need to plug the pod. Pod will be out. Brendan.
It looks like I don't need to do that because it looks like you already are.
Huh? Well, yeah, exactly. So I'm just telling you to do your job.
Plug it.
Brendan's doing the pod later. Look out, it will be in the early hours of tonight, doing a preview for the weekend game. We'll be talking all about Newcastle and then obviously reviewing the sham of a game that we just watched. So it'll be great stuff. Look out for that.
Okay. Look, it's been an absolute...
HG screen is frozen on a grimace.
It has. It was you talking about the pod, Franco. That's what happened. Look, thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Please do subscribe. Hit the button. Subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And come on, you Spurs. Until the next time. Franco.
Just throwing up some gang signs.
Well, I'm just wondering what the hell that is, to be honest. Come on, you Spurs, yeah?
East side, East Anglia side.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Laters.